What's going on, guys? BriarRabbit here, and we did it! We finally did it! We killed Crota! I am so excited, man. Alright, here's what I'm gonna do today. Firstly, I'm gonna talk to you guys about the strategy we used because there were a couple of really solid strategies. Second of all, I want to throw out a huge thank you to my fire team. This is a fire team that I formed on Reddit. I went to the fire team subreddit, said, hey, I want 5 guys that all have fully maxed out rocket launchers. That was my only, requirement. And I got these guys and they were awesome. And I got Mr. Reddition, who was one of the finest sword bearers or sword carriers I've ever seen. He was awesome. He knew exactly how much damage he could put on Crota before he had to run away and get to safety. He really nailed it. So, look, we had an awesome strategy, especially for the Ogre portion of this. This is not something I had ever seen before. A couple of the guys had seen it before. They knew about how to take down the Ogres very quickly, very easily. They shared it with me, and I gotta tell you, it is an awesome strategy. So I'm going to show you that during this video. Of course, taking down this round of ads in the crystal room is very important. It's important that nobody dies here because you really need your full fire team for this because you got to take down Crota very, very quickly. And what we did is we made sure that everybody who could had armor on that could regen health when you picked up orbs, and that made all the difference. It was much easier. Everybody was constantly using supers, putting orbs down so that everybody could regen their health as quickly as possible. It made a big difference. It was a very solid strategy, and I really appreciate it. A lot of the fire teams I had been on were using primary weapons, either Red Death or the Suros regime, to get their health back, but that meant they couldn't use Yalahorn to take down Crota, and I think that really hurts. So that's what we did. We also stayed away from the Titan bubble shield on Crota's platform. I think there's 2 problems with using that method. First of all, that Titan draws aggro from Crota when he jumps up there. And if Crota decides that he wants to kill that Titan, he might take out your sword carrier as well. So that's one problem. The second problem is that's one less person shooting rockets to take away Crota's shield. So what we did instead, you're watching right now. I went up there, I watched those boomers with a sniper rifle. If those boomers even look at our sword carrier, I shot him in the face. And that did 2 things. Either 1, it staggered them, or 2, it drew their aggro to me and away from our sword carrier, and it kept the boomers from hurting our sword carrier. I left the ones on the left alone because our sword carrier was going up on the right-hand side, and that's the boomers that we had to watch. The ones on the left-hand side just were not concerned with our sword carrier at all. So you can see we did a significant amount of damage on that first sword with Crota. He's down about 1/3 of his health is already gone. We're really excited, and we're ready for round 2. So we watch him come over to the right-hand side, and we're going to repeat the strategy again. Now, the thing about this is coming in and out of this room, you really got to be careful of boomers. If you have a Titan with a bubble shield ready, if he pops that right in the entrance of the room, kind of right where those boomers are most likely to get you, that really helps. And Blessing of Light really helps as well because that gives everybody a little extra shield. So you see that we're all kind of mocking Crota here. We're all waiting for him to go back to middle. We got ants in our pants because we know that this fire team is definitely capable of taking down Crota because we have so many Yalahorns. We know this is going to happen. We see him start moving back, and we're going right back to that ledge. Again, be careful of those boomers. This is the time. You want to be jumping around, making yourself as hard a target as possible, getting to this glass ridge as fast as possible. Now we're going to see our sword bearer. We're going to shoot him as fast as possible. While we're shooting him, we're also calling out his health to our sword carrier because we want him to be as close to that sword bearer when that sword hits the ground as possible so he can start jumping up there and getting to Crota. Once he's there, we're going to fire our rockets. And you'll see all of those Wolfpack rounds kind of circling around Crota. They're doing a ton of damage. They're taking down that shield very, very well. Once he does his first round, he's going to strike him, go invisible, and tell us to fire round 2. And I'm going to go back to sniping. I'm looking at those boomers with an eagle eye, making sure that if they even look at our sword carrier strangely, I'm shooting them in the face. Okay, so this is our Ogre strategy. After round 2 of damage, everybody's gonna run into this room. This is the room directly under those boomers I was just looking at. And the reason we chose this right side is because Crota went to the left side. We don't want to mess with Crota. We're done with Crota for now. He went to the left, we're going right. We're directly under those boomers. You see, I have an awful hard time getting up to this ledge. But once I'm up on this ledge, the Ogre actually spawns in the room directly behind us. So he's gonna come out that door. We're gonna fire everything we have at this guy. We wanna take him down as quickly as possible. And you can see, that is a really fast way of taking down the Ogre. Now the second Ogre is coming at us from the other room on the opposite side of the map here. And you can see that we take him down very quickly as well. I have a hard time actually putting damage on this guy. You're gonna see me fail with a grenade here. But luckily for me, the fire team was more than capable of taking this Ogre out very quickly without taking damage, without having anybody die, and we go back up these stairs. So I try looking for our bubble is gone. But I go up the stairs, I almost die in the process. You're gonna see me get very, very nervous here. Those boomers, man, they are like snipers with those rockets on hard mode. But I finally get into the crystal room unharmed. And luckily for me, one of my teammates is gonna tell me about an orb that is kinda on the other doorway. The doorway that we didn't use just now. There's an orb sitting there waiting for me. So he's gonna tell me about that, and I'm gonna use that to health back up before we go out for our final round of damage. Now, I will say this. I do believe, in all honesty, that we could have gone out on the ledge and finished Crota right now. Because you can see he's in the middle. There's a sword bearer down. And we had plenty of time to take him down. Instead, we decided to try and play it safe. Wait for him to go from the middle to the right-hand ledge. And then back to the middle. And then we're going back out there. But we know that the next sword is the one. It has to be the one, because the very next time he hits the sword bearer, or he hits Crota, the sword carrier hits Crota, he's gonna enrage. Once Crota goes down below 20% health, he's gonna enrage, and he is really close to that right now. So we know this is our moment, and we are nervous, man. You know, there has been a ton of fails. You saw some of those fails on my video earlier this week. It has been a really tough fight against Crota here, and everybody in this raid team is nervous. We know that this is our shot. We know that we've got him. We just got to actually make it happen. You can see I just spot the orb here, but I decided I'm not going to pick it up right now. I know I got to go back out that door on our way to kill Crota, so I might as well just wait, not draw any aggro from those boomers, not take the risk of dying and having that oversoul spawn while the rest of my teammates are in the crystal room. I'm just going to wait it out. We're watching Crota. Crota's watching us. The time is now. It's here. It is time to kill Crota, and I am pumped. So we see Crota start going back toward the middle. We come around this corner. You can see I pick up this orb as quickly as possible. It regens my health. Luckily for me, none of the boomers get me. We jump back out onto the platform, and we look for that sword bearer. The sword bearer is right in the middle, just where we knew he was, because our team was watching him through the glass, calling out his location. I fail with another grenade. Luckily, I've got an awesome team who kills the sword bearer very fast. Reddition is ready to pick it up immediately. He goes up there, picks it up. I watch the boomers with my sniper rifle, making sure they're not pulling aggro onto the sword carrier. We do our first round of damage. It goes perfectly. Our sword carrier calls it out. Okay, guys, I got him. He's enraged. We've got to do this. It's now or never. We throw our second round of Galahorns at him. I'm still watching these boomers. I do not want them to kill our sword bearer. And boom, we got it. We killed him, man, and I was pumped. You can see the rewards I got. I was actually pretty excited about everything except for the exotic. I can't believe I got universal remote. I really wanted to get a raid primary. Didn't get one. We'll have to do it next time. So thanks for watching, guys. Hit that like button if you like this video. Hit subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.